This guy is the Black Knight Titan. He's finally here and he's the boss at the end of Dowdun Reach. After a few attempts, I managed to take him down and get my hands on the Titan's Wrath. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to beat him, the mechanics you need to watch out for, and whether the sword is actually worth using. If you've made it all the way through Dowdun Reach and made it to the end of the Black Knight's Fortress quest, eventually you're going to come up face to face against the Black Knight Titan. He's very different to the earlier bosses, the main one being he's not a dragon, but he does still have some new mechanics that can be very punishing unless you know what's coming. But luckily, I'm going to help you understand the mechanics and actually get this fight down. So before we make our way to the Bastion, we're just going to talk about the equipment. I just used some tier 6 plate legs and some tier 6 body armor. I've got the black chest plate and the mithril plate legs. And then I also use the Mystic Hat as well, because if you have one piece of magic armor, you actually get a big reduction in the stamina recovery rate, which helps with so many fights across Dragonwilds. And then the weapon of choice for this fight is, of course, the trusty crossbow. You can use the black crossbow if you want. You can even use the Dorgishan crossbow. And then I also use some mithril enchanted bolts as well, which actually poison the target, really help with DPS. And then finally, in terms of food and potions, you can take whatever you like. This can easily be a 0 damage fight if you get the mechanics right, but it might be worth bringing an anti-fire potion because he can burn you during the second phase of the fight. But apart from that, I just bring some pumpkin food that it just heals me throughout the fight. And again, anything extra you want to bring, like ward stones, etc., are really just going to help, but they're really not required at all. And another quick tip before we get into the fight, make sure that you actually activate the node stone at the top of the bastion, because if you die, it's just a long way to walk and it's an absolute nightmare. So after we've initiated the fight, we're going to be in phase 1, which of course makes sense. And during this first phase, his most common attack is just this leap. He's going to leap directly onto your position, create a large AoE slam. Super easy to dodge as long as you get the timing right. Just make sure that you're always dodging in this fight. And then if you're close as well, he is going to do a melee combo, which again, if you've got to this point in the game, you should know how to dodge this pretty easily. And then also when he plants both feet, holds his sword vertically with both hands, he's going to use this earthquake. This is where he slams the sword into the ground and it's just an initial impact followed by a delayed explosion. If you're a little bit too close to here, he might catch you. So basically all of these mechanics can be avoided and you can telegraph his attacks pretty easily if you just keep your distance with the crossbow, keep DPSing him down, making sure that poison does the job, aiming for the head of course. And then we approach phase 2 at about 60% health. The fight does change a little bit more. The Titan's going to ignite his Titan's Wrath and almost everything is going to start applying burning. So you can drink your anti-fire potion here if you wish to, but the attacks are still fairly similar. He still has the leap attack, which will apply burning now. He has an eruption, which is the phase 2 version of the earthquake, and then the expanding ring of fire spread across the arena. All we need to do is jump into these, right? So we wait for them to come up to us, and then we want to dodge inwards. Secondly, we have another stone edge attack, which is now known as lava edge. This shockwave now leaves burning lava behind. Again, this is very simple because I didn't get the timing for this down. You want to dodge a little bit earlier on this one because it will catch you and will apply burning, and that's probably the only thing that's really going to cause you problems. And then also we've got the firestorm attack, which is probably one of the most dangerous mechanics in the fight. He's got a firestorm above his head and he launches these fire projectiles across the arena. So this is a very similar attack to one of Imaru's attacks. All we need to do is dodge. He's going to send out 4 shots. Just make sure you time this, and again, just practice makes perfect on this one to get the timing down. So here's a few tips on how I actually beat him. My strategy was pretty simple. Dodge out the way and don't get greedy. Honestly, greeding DPS and trying to do as much damage as possible is really going to get you killed here. Just make sure that you get the mechanics and take 0 damage. The DPS will take care of itself as long as you just keep laying in shots. But don't try to get the extra shot in. Don't try to keep forcing it. Don't prioritize doing DPS over anything else, right? And then again, it's just about stamina conservation as well. Let's just be aware of this when we're dodge rolling, especially in the occasions where we have to dodge roll 2 or 3 times. Just make sure that we have enough stamina to do so. Again, prioritizing evading the mechanics rather than doing DPS. Some extra tips I saw from other guys as well was using the Tempest Shield, which can help, but I prefer to dodge and just avoid the damage totally. Of course, you can use spectral arrows, which might help a little bit, but again, the main thing in this fight is just playing it slow until you learn the mechanics and learning how to get out of the way and just getting that timing down. Honestly, In terms of a fight, I really thought that Imara was harder, and of course killing Elvard with the Ring of Recoil was difficult as well. Just keep switched on, making sure you avoid all those mechanics, and eventually you will get the kill. Then you can return downstairs to the Nexus, speak to them, and they are going to give you the Black Knight Titan sword, which is called Titan's Wrath. And this sword is like a two-handed great sword. It's really slow, and to be honest, I don't really like using it. It's good for clearing out mobs, and especially if you're trying to farm zombies for the necrotic bone meal on their bones, you can really take out quite a few at once. If you do kill somebody with the special attack, you do actually get a flame sword afterwards. Again, not my preference. I usually like to range, or I like to use the short swords just because I prefer speed over just big damage. But hey, each their own. Let me know what you think about this weapon and whether you think it's going to be good for Umbral Sands. And if you've got any better strategies, let me know, because I'm still farming him myself. Cheers guys, good luck in Dowdun Reach, and I'll catch you in the next one.